Hey, everybody. Hey. Woo. Woo-hoo.
Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Johanne Blais. Wow, what an audience we have.
Awesome. Hello, Joanne. Hello, audience. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, there we go. How about the band? Colesso, the band. I'm Marcus Youssef.
Johanne, bienvenue à la grande finale des voix de la poésie pour une 15e année consécutive.
Yes, welcome. Welcome each and every one of you to the 15th annual Poetry and Voice National Finals. Woo!
Et on aimerait également souhaiter la bienvenue à tous ceux et celles qui nous regardent partout au Canada grâce à notre diffusion en direct. Alors, merci à tous et à toutes de vous joindre à nous.
Yes, as Joanne said, I think. My French is terrible, but anyway, welcome also to everyone from coast to coast to coast who's watching today on our live stream. And those of you who have seen the show before, maybe on the live stream, may know Joanne. She hosted her first national finals in 2013.
Wow, time flies.
Yes,
It's true, Marcus, but I've also been delighted to co-host the show a number of times, including here in Vancouver, and I believe it was in 2017. Yeah, time does fly. And I know a little bit about you, Marcus. I haven't had the pleasure to attend one of your plays in Ottawa. And for those of you who don't know Marcus Youssef is one of Canada's most celebrated playwrights.
Yeah, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's a living, sort of. And as a playwright, I've been putting words in actors' mouths for over 30 years now. So sharing poems out loud with each other is an act I sincerely and deeply believe in, and I feel privileged to be a part of here today.
Well, we are thrilled to have you.
Thank you so much.
And having an actor beside me is wonderful. It's going to be help me. Et Marcus, vous vivez et travaillez, n'est-ce pas, à Vancouver?
Yes, that's true. I am a proud Vancouverite, East Van, if anybody's out there. There we go. Sorry to all those who aren't, my apologies. And as such, as a proud Vancouverite, all of us, we would like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, including the territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. And now we would like to invite Molly Cross Blanchard to the stage. Molly is a white, there we go. There we go. Molly is a white and Métis poet, educator, and editor born on Treaty 3, Fort Frances, Ontario, raised on Treaty 6, also known as Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, and she teaches creative writing and Indigenous studies at Kwantlen Polytechnic.
Et maintenant, nous aimerions rendre hommage à Molly en lui offrant du tabac, qui est un cadeau symbolique pour lui exprimer notre respect et notre gratitude.
Molly.
Voilà, à vous.
There you are. Oh, hey, Molly. That's for you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be here. My name is Molly Cross Blanchard. Thank you so much to Poetry and Voice for this invitation. This program is everything that I would have wanted as a high school student. I used to do prepared speech competitions in high school through Skills Canada, but the topics were always, related to technology and industry and economy, and I think it makes me so happy to see these students have the opportunity to engage with poetry, which is so concerned with the natural world and seeking justice and all of the things that make being a human worthwhile. So I'm so happy for all of you that you have gotten to participate in such a beautiful program that celebrates poetry and celebrates your impressive work. Poetry, for me has been a comfort in the face of heartbreak and uncertainty. And these are definitely heartbreaking and uncertain times that we're living in. I hope that today, while you're listening to the words of these poets delivered with passion by these impressive young people, you'll allow them to inspire and maybe in some small way mobilize you to advocate for the care and safety of all living beings. In the spirit of Afro and Indigenous futurisms, the poem I'm going to read imagines a future beyond this apocalypse in which we're living right now. There's a bit of mature language in it, but that's difficult to avoid in my poetry, so please forgive me. I hope that it can bring you just a little bit of the comfort that it's given me. This is called But If. But if I abandoned my life to live on a boat, but if the boat could drive itself, but if I picked you up at a port in Regina, but if we sailed in circles on the prairie like kind pirates, but if we went below deck and made a baby, but if you braided and unbraided my hair every day, but if the apocalypse came when we were under a tarp with our dicks out, but if the people we loved most were bobbing by and we scooped them up in a big net, but if they each possessed a necessary skill for survival, but if we learned to like the taste of raw pike, but if I was so happy I never questioned it, but if money was a thing you stuffed the pillows with, but if you held me each night while the big flood rocked us to sleep, but if our baby was between us with their eyes open and their hands on our faces, but if our baby took care of us in our old age, but if our baby got old, but if we died and came back as beavers, but if we built a home for our old baby and they built a fire in it while we watched from the bank across the strait holding paws, but if, while we were holding paws, you tickled my palm with one dull claw and said, "This was the plan all along." Thank you very much, and good luck.
Molly Cross Blanchard, everybody. One more round of applause. Thank you so much.
Alors, avant que la compétition commence, Marcus et moi aimerions vous en dire un peu plus sur notre concours annuel de récitation des voix de la poésie.
Today, we are going to hear both contemporary and classic poetry in both English and French. Now, our competition has 3 streams. Correct me if I get any of this wrong, Joanne. English, French, and bilingual. And today, we will crown a champion in each stream.
Alors, on aura un lauréat et une lauréate dans chacune des catégories.
Yeah, in case you think champion is just a fancy word, we're also very happy to let you know that Poetry and Voice will be giving out $18,000 in prizes today. Woo! Woo! Third place in each stream wins $1,000. Second place in each stream wins $2,000. And $3,000 goes to each of the 3 champions. Sadly, Joanne, there's no cash prizes for hosts.
No, but
so
it's okay, it's okay.
That's anyway.
Et heureusement pour nous, Marcus, nous n'avons pas décidé qui seront champions et championnes. Nous avons nos poètes juges pour s'en acquitter.
Yes, I too, Joanne, I'm very grateful that we don't have to be the judges. So let's now introduce the people who have that difficult but also extraordinary job in front of them today. Judging the English recitations today are three literal giants of Canadian literature. Evelyn Lau, where are you, Evelyn? There you are, Evelyn Lau, yes. And we'll maybe hold our applause for the judges till they've all been introduced, okay, just for time. Evelyn Lau is the author of 14 books, including 9 volumes of poetry, and served as poet laureate for the city of Vancouver from 2011 to 2014. Wayde Compton, where are you? You're there. Hey, Wayde. Wayde Compton is the author of 6 books and the editor of 2 literary anthologies, and currently teaches in the Department of Writing at the University of Victoria. And Jane Munro, hey Jane. Jane Munro's 6th poetry book, imagine, 6, Blue Sonoma, was the Canadian winner of the 2015 Griffin Poetry Prize, and her newest poetry book is called False Creek.
Et pour juger les récitations françaises, je vous présente Louise Dupré. Louise a publié une 15aine de recueils de poésie qui lui ont valu de nombreux prix et qui témoignent d'une réflexion profonde sur l'intime et le politique. Merci d'être parmi nous, Louise. Nadine Ltaif est une poète et traductrice originaire du Liban. Son dernier recueil, Chant des créatures, publié en 2024 aux éditions du Norrois. Et enfin, Stéphane Despatie est un poète et éditeur québécois. Il dirige notamment la revue Exit et les éditions Main Libre. Merci encore d'être...
Yes, thank you to all of you. A round of applause for our judges, all of them. Thank you. Okay, so this is all laid out in your programs, but quickly, just to summarize, here's how today is going to roll out. We begin with the first 2 rounds of the English and French streams, alternating French and English reciters.
Alors ensuite, on entendra la section bilingue, puis on terminera avec les derniers tours de la section française et anglaise. Nous présenterons aussi les participants et participantes de notre nouveau programme Vers l'avenir, qui a commencé l'année dernière, et puis on en est très fiers.
And now, finally, in a way, it's time to meet the real stars of the show. And we're going to let some of them now introduce themselves. Here are our 3 Poetry and Voice English Stream National Finalists.
Hello, I'm Hart Barabod from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Kildonan East Collegiate High School. Hi, I'm Isabella Torres Rangel. I go to All Saints High School, and I'm from Calgary, Alberta. Hi, my name is Annabelle Wood. I'm from École secondaire Montbleu, Gatineau, Québec.
Et en compétition cet après-midi dans la section française.
Bonjour, moi c'est Yasmine Aouchi, je suis d'origine algérienne et je vis à Montréal au Québec. Je représente l'École internationale de Montréal.
Bonjour, moi c'est Victor Dubé-Marcus, je viens de Gatineau au Québec et je représente le collège Saint-Alexandre de la Gatineau.
Bonjour, moi c'est Omar El Batouti, je fréquente l'école secondaire Étienne Brûlé et je suis de Toronto, Ontario.
So you guys, I just want to say quickly in front of everybody that you are all so incredibly impressive. Not many people, including most adults I know, could get up and do what you guys have done. So I know you're probably a little nervous, but honestly, you're already there, and just have fun, okay?
Vous êtes prêts? On est prêts à vous écouter, on a très hâte. Alors, je vais vous demander de vous retirer en coulisses, et puis on vous écoute très, très bientôt. Merci.
Oh, yeah, you guys come on, great. And it's also time for us to leave the stage too, finally. We will see you all after the first 6 recitations.
À bientôt.
English and French prize streams, round 1. Premier tour des sections françaises et anglaises. Isabella Torres Rangel, All Saints High School, Calgary, Alberta.
Paper People by Harry Baker. I like people. I'd like some paper people. They'd be purple paper people, maybe pop-up purple paper people, proper pop-up purple paper people. How do you prop up pop-up purple paper people? I hear you cry. Well, I'd probably prop up proper pop-up purple paper people with a proper pop-up purple people paperclip. But I'd pre-prepare appropriate adhesives as alternatives. A cheeky pack of blue tack just in case the paper slipped. Because I could build a pop-up metropolis. But I wouldn't want to deal with all the paper people politics, paper politicians with their paper-thin policies, broken promises, without appropriate apologies. There'd be a little paper me and a little paper you, and we could watch paper TV, and it would all be pay-per-view. We'd see the poppy paper wrappers wrap about their paper package, or watch paper people carriers get stuck in paper traffic on the A4. Paper. There'd be a paper Princess Kate, but we'd all stare at paper Pippa, and then we'd all live in fear of Killer Jack, the paper ripper, because the paper propaganda propagates the people's prejudices, papers printing pictures of the photogenic terrorists. A little paper me and a little paper you. And in a pop-up population, people's problems pop up too. There'd be a pompous paper parliament who remained out of touch and who ignored the people's protests about all the paper cuts. Then the peaceful paper protests would get blown to paper pieces by the confetti cannons manned by preemptive police. And yes, there'd still be paper money. So there'd still be paper greed. And the paper piggy bankers pocketing more than they need, purchasing the potpourri to pepper their paper properties. Others live in poverty and ain't acknowledged properly. A proper poor economy where so many are proper poor. But while their needs are ignored, the money goes to big wars. Origami armies unfold plans for paper planes, and we remain imprisoned in our own paper chains. But the greater shame is that it always seems to stay the same. What changes is who's in power, choosing how to lay the blame. They're naming names, forgetting these are names of people. Because in the end, it all comes down to people. I like people. Because even when the situation is dire, it is only ever people who are able to inspire. And on paper, it's hard to see how we all cope. But in the bottom of Pandora's box, there's still hope, and I still hope. Because I believe in people. People like my grandparents, who every single day since I was born have taken time out of their morning to pray for me. That's 7,892 days straight of someone checking I'm okay. And that's amazing. People like my aunt, who puts on plays with prisoners, people who are capable of genuine forgiveness, people like the persecuted Palestinians. People who go out of their way to make your life better and expect nothing in return. You see, people have potential to be powerful. Just because the people in power tend to pretend to be victims, we don't need to succumb to that system. And a paper population is no different. There's a little paper me and a little paper you. And in a pop-up population, people's problems pop up too. But even if the whole world fell apart, then we'd still make it through because we're people.
Amazing. Yasmine Aouchiche, École internationale de Montréal, Montréal, Québec.
Un pays sans mémoire, Assia Djebar. Un pays sans mémoire est une femme sans miroir, belle, mais qui ne le saurait pas. Un homme qui cherche dans le noir, aveugle, et qui ne le croit pas. Mon aïeul un jour perdit sa noble tête au combat parmi ses guerriers. Décapité, son corps devant la femme fut jeté par l'ennemi. Français. C'était en 1870 ou 71. Cette date, je l'ai retrouvée 10 ans après que la plus vieille de la famille me conta l'épopée. C'était... Quand donc était-ce, petite mère, cette colère? C'était l'année de la grande misère, où les femmes trop tôt accouchaient, où les enfants de famine mouraient et les hommes aussi. À la guerre. Mon aïeul un jour perdit sa noble tête au combat parmi ses guerriers. Et l'histoire contée se répète, rosée sur les feuilles de la nuit, prunelle dans le blanc des yeux de l'oubli, merveille dans les songes d'enfance attentive, et l'histoire se répète à côté de la braise. Avec des mots brisés et des voix qui se cherchent et des vieilles méprisées parce qu'elles ne parlent pas français. Un pays sans mémoire est une femme sans miroir. Un homme qui cherche dans le noir.
Hart Barbad, Kildonan East Collegiate, Winnipeg, Manitoba.
From the Catalogue of Cruelty, Danica Kelly. Once, I slapped my sister with the back of my hand. We were so small, but I wanted to know how it felt. My hand raised high across the opposite shoulder, slicing down like a trapeze. Her face caught my hand. I'd slapped her in our yellow room with circus animals on the curtains. I don't remember how it felt. I was a rough child. I said, no. I said, these are my things. I was speaking usually of my socks, white, athletic, thin, and already gray on the bottom, never where I left them. I was speaking of my fists raining down on my brother's back, my sister's socks. In the 4th grade in California, I kicked Charles in the testicles. At that school, we played softball, hit the red playground ball with the sides of our hands, and ran the bases. I kicked Charles with the top of my foot, caught him in the hinge of ankle. I wanted to see what would happen. I didn't believe anything could hurt like it did on TV. Charles folded in half at the crease of his waist. My God, I was a rough child. But I believed Charles, that my foot turned him to paper. Later, I kicked my dad the same way. But he did not crumple. It was summer in Arkansas. What humidity, these children full of water. I hit him also with the frying pan. I hit him also with the guitar. We laughed later. Where had the guitar come from? My dad was a star collapsing. The first thing a dying star does is swallows whatever is near. He tried to take us into his body, which was the house the police entered. This is how I knew he was dying. I'd called the police. What is your name? He tried to put us through the walls of the house the police entered, which was his body. What is your name? Compromised. The integrity of a body contracting. What is your name, sir? He answered. Kronos, he answered. I'm hungry, he answered. A god long dead. He threw up all his children right there on the carpet. After all, we were so small. The children, the thing about a star collapsing is that it knows neither that it is a star nor in collapse. Everything is stardust. Everything essential. What is your name? Everything is resisting arrest. Its gravity crushes the children and the cruiser's rear passenger window. The officer didn't know the star's name. White dwarf, black hole. To see, throw the collapsing star face first into anything, face first into the back seat, face first into the pepper spray, face first onto the precinct lawn. Did you know you could throw a star? Do you understand gravity? Its weaknesses? You are in my house. You should already know my name.
Victor Dubé-Marcus, Collège Saint-Alexandre de la Gatineau, Gatineau, Québec.
Quand je serai très vieux, par Fernand Dumont. Quand je serai très vieux, demain peut-être, quand l'ange tournera discrètement la page inachevée, quand j'aurai fini de traquer les mots, défaillant d'en avoir tant mis sur la page, quand viendra le temps de partir, toute parole close, l'âme bleue pareille au silence et livrée aux confins de l'absence. Quand il faudra s'en aller sans rien trahir, que nulle hâte ne tirera plus par la manche, que sera passée l'heure des floraisons et des peines, quand il faudra remiser la plume avec le sablier, replier mes solitudes avec mes amitiés, ranger mes rêves dans l'armoire aux ténèbres, ce jour-là, toutes mes nuits au bout des mains, je fermerai les yeux de la mémoire, tendu dans l'attente de la lumière, transi, de tenace espérance. L'âme, enfouie dans ses feuillages, ses heures résignées en un vaste songe. J'abandonnerai ma main, consolée dans la tienne. Ce sera le matin, je pense.
Annabelle Wood, école secondaire Montbleu, Gatineau, Québec.
Other by Dorothy Livesay. Men prefer an island, with its beginnings ended. Undertones of waves, trees overbended. Men prefer a road, circling, shell-like, convex and fossiled, forever winding inward. Men prefer a woman, limpid in sunlight, held as a shell on a sheltering island. Men prefer an island. But I am mainland. Oh, I range from upper country to inner core, from sageland, brushland, marshland to the sea's floor. Show me an orchard where I have not slept, a hollow where I have not wrapped the sage about me, and above, the still stars clustering over the ponderosa pine, the cactus hill. Tell me a time I have not loved, a mountain left unclimbed, a prairie field where I have not furrowed my tongue, nourished it out of the mind's dark places, planted with tears unwept, and harvested as friends, as faces. Oh, find me a dead-end road I have not trodden, a logging road that leads the heart away into the secret evergreen of cedar roots, beyond sun's farthest ray. Then, in a clearing sudden dazzle, there is no road, no end, no puzzle. But do not show me, for I know the country I caress, a place where none shall trespass, none possess, a mainland mastered from its inaccess. Men prefer an island.
Omar El Batouti, école secondaire Étienne Brûlé, Toronto, Ontario.
Carte d'identité de Mahmoud Darwish. Inscrit, je suis arabe. Le numéro de ma carte est 50 000. J'ai 8 enfants et le 9e viendra après l'été. Te mettras-tu en colère? Inscrit, je suis arabe. Je travaille avec mes camarades de peine dans une carrière. J'ai 8 enfants. Pour eux, j'arrache du roc, la galette de pain, les habits et les cahiers. Et je ne viens pas mendier à ta porte. Je ne me rabaisse pas devant les dalles de ton seuil. Te mettras-tu en colère? Inscrit, je suis arabe. Mon nom est commun. Je suis patient dans un pays bouillonnant de colère. Mes racines fixées avant la naissance du temps, avant l'éclosion des siècles, avant les cyprès et les oliviers, avant la croissance végétale. Mon père, de la famille de l'Araire et non des seigneurs de nos joubes. Mon grand-père, un paysan sans arbre généalogique. Il m'a appris les mouvements du soleil avant la lecture. Ma maison, une hutte de gardien faite de roseaux et branchages. Es-tu satisfait de ma condition. Mon nom est commun. Inscrit, je suis arabe. Cheveux noirs, yeux marrons. Signe distinctif sur la tête, une kéféa tenue par une cordelette. Ma pomme, rugueuse comme le roc, écorche la main qu'elle empoigne. Mon adresse, je suis d'un village perdu, sans défense, et tous ces hommes sont au champ ou à la carrière. Te mettras-tu en colère? Inscrit, je suis arabe. Tu m'as spolié des vignes de mes ancêtres et de la terre que je cultivais avec tous mes enfants, et tu nous as laissés, ainsi qu'à notre descendance, que ces cailloux. Votre gouvernement les prendra-t-il aussi, comme on le dit? Alors, inscrit en tête de première page. Moi, je ne hais pas mes semblables, et je n'agresse personne. Mais, si jamais on m'affame, je mange la chair de mon spoliateur. Prends garde à ma faim et à ma colère.
Wow. How about another big round of applause for all those contestants, please? Every single one of them, amazing.
On est vraiment choyés, n'est-ce pas, d'entendre ces récitations qui sont vraiment récitées avec beaucoup d'intériorité et déjà beaucoup de maturité à leur jeune âge. Ça m'impressionne toujours,
Yes,
d'année en année.
absolutely, Johanne. I'm, what's the word? Incroyable. How's that? Yeah.
That's a good word.
Quickly, I'd like to just share the steps that brought each of our 9 finalists, a bunch of whom you've just seen, what got them here today. So first, they won their classroom contests by reciting one poem. Then they learned a second poem to compete in their school contest. Hundreds of schools then submitted their individual school champion to our online contest, and from there, these students placed in their online regional qualifiers and then won the national online semifinals, which is the very long journey that brought all of them onto this big stage today.
A long journey, yes. Oui, c'est un long parcours pour arriver à se qualifier à la grande finale. C'est beaucoup de travail pour les professeurs aussi, qui guident les étudiants. Et j'aimerais aussi mentionner les camarades de classe de nos finalistes ici, qui, pour certains, c'est seulement quelques points qui font qu'ils ne sont pas ici aujourd'hui. Alors, je pense qu'on doit les féliciter tous et toutes pour décider de s'engager dans ce concours. Alors, voilà.
And to involve students who didn't make this final stage, Poetry and Voice also runs team regional contests so that as many students as possible can recite and share their poems with other young people across the country.
Alors, on organise également des concours régionaux pour des récitations en équipe dans tout le pays.
Yeah, this year there were in-person team regionals in Edmonton, in Calgary.
Alors, en français aussi, à Calgary.
Right, aussi in Winnipeg, Etobicoke, Toronto, Ottawa.
Également en français à Ottawa, à Montréal et bien sûr à Québec.
And of course, right here in Vancouver.
Et pour la première fois en français à Vancouver.
So, to involve you guys just for a second, I'm just curious, how many of you recited a poem for Poetry and Voice this year? Like at any level, classroom, school, team regional, online contest? Anybody? Can we get some house lights?
Levez-vous, s'il vous plaît, tous ceux et celles qui ont récité un poème cette année. Allez, soyez pas timides, levez-vous.
There we go. So if you did, could you stand up? Would you mind just for a second standing up? Thank you for standing up. Anybody? Yes, thank you. Keep standing.
Allez, bravo!
That's right. Standing ovation.
Woo!
That's right. And if you want to stand and just stretch a bit, that's okay too. You can do that. Because it's a lot of sitting. Look at all those guys there.
Oh, no. Incroyable.
And we know it's, might feel a bit corny, but honestly, what you all did, just like what these guys are doing up here, not easy, right? Not easy at all, so congratulations.
Bravo, parce que c'est pas facile, hein, réciter de la poésie. Ouh.
Yeah. Okay, back to the contest. Right, now we move to the second round of the French and English streams. And for this round, there was a new requirement placed on our finalists.
Oui, nos finalistes doivent réciter un poème datant d'avant le 21e siècle.
Yes, the next 6 poems were all written before the year 2000. Classic, they're classic. Let's find out what poems our finalists chose.
Alors, bonne chance à tous et à toutes. On se retrouve bientôt.
Deuxième tour des sections françaises et anglaises. Second round of the English and French prize streams. Hart-Barabad, Kildonan East Collegiate, Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Fear of snakes, Lorna Crozier. The snake can separate itself from its shadow, move on ribbons of light, taste the air, the morning and the evening, the darkness at the heart of things. I remember when my fear of snakes left for good. It fell behind me like an old skin. In Swift Current, the boys found a huge snake and chased me down the alleys, Larry Moen carrying it. Like a green torch, the others yelling, "Drop it down her back!" My terror of it sliding in the runnel of my spine. Larry, the one who touched the inside of my legs on the swing, an older boy we knew we shouldn't get close to with our little dresses. Our soft skin. My brother saying, "Let her go," and I crouched behind the Caraganas, watched Larry nail the snake to a telephone pole. It twisted on twin points of light, unable to crawl out of its pain, its mouth opening, the red tongue tasting its own terror. I loved it then, that snake. The boys standing there with their stupid hands dangling from their wrists. The beautiful green mouth opening. A terrible dark, oh, no one could hear.
Yasmine Aouchiche, École internationale de Montréal, Montréal, Québec.
Sur les traces de Marianne Godbout, cordonnière et savetière. France d'Aigle. 1. Cuir rouge, peau verte, soupe aux pois jaunes du Québec. Pratique des couleurs, pratique des effets. Montréal, 23e version. Boucher, tanneur, sabotier. Bottes Wellington, bottes Dess, bottes sauvages traditionnelles, bottes Souvorov, avec ou sans jambes, talons, semelles, empeigne, mitas, mocassins, bottes malouins. Sur les traces de Marianne Godbout, cordonnière et savetière. Son cuir, son fil, son brai, sa graisse. Ses propres outils. Deux. Montréal, 34e version. Jeûner ou pas. S'habituer à l'humidité, si possible. blues international des Juifs, la Pologne et autres principes religieux. Annonce dans une vitrine. Person wanted to train as bagel baker. Même annonce. Only serious applicants should apply. Écorce de pruche, écorce de chêne, bois d'orme, de merisier, de plaine, bottier, targé, gantier, pratique des métiers, pratique de la faim. Nouveau-Québec en manchette. Peut-être que les journaux nous font des accroires. Souper dans un magasin d'aliments naturels. Éclater de rire, la bouche pleine de fruits secs. S'aimer en pleine nuit à 4 heures de l'après-midi. 3. Lettre naïve d'Yvon Galland. Oumman. Jus à Montréal, 42e version. Pas trop pire. On trouve que je fais pitié et que j'écris bien. On ramasse mes brouillons dans les cafés. Mary Witch. Plier les couches le soir après souper. Te rappelles-tu de ça, maman? Chagrinier, sellier, bourrelier, boudroyeur, engraveur, targier, au chrome ou à l'alun. Marianne, ton fil, Marianne. Ton brai, ta graisse, tes teintures. C'était un petit... Tourne ma roulette, vire, vire, vire. C'était un petit... Comme si les vieux livres n'existaient que pour qu'on les fasse craquer.
Annabelle Wood, École secondaire Montbleu, Gatineau, Québec.
In Favor of Being Alive by Elizabeth Brewster. 24 years ago, I tried to kill myself, but with my usual incompetence, did not manage to. Not even one good poem out of it. Obviously, I was no Sylvia Plath. I don't know why I write about it now. And even now, I'm not giving details. Except, maybe I write for hortatory or didactic reasons to say to someone, don't. It's been a dull life, much of the time, but lots better than no life at all. You don't know how much you may yet enjoy just waking up and peeling oranges to eat with sugar while you listen to the clock strike down at the town hall telling you again that you're still here. And Sylvia Plath isn't.
Omar El Batouti, École secondaire Étienne Brûlé, Toronto, Ontario.
Prière aux vivants pour leur pardonner d'être vivants, par Charlotte Delbo. Vous qui passez, bien habillés de tous vos muscles, un vêtement qui vous va bien, qui vous va mal, qui vous va à peu près. Vous qui passez, animés d'une vie tumultueuse aux artères et bien collés au squelette, d'un pas alerte, sportif, lourdeau, rieur renfrogné, vous êtes beau si quelconquement tout le monde, tellement beau d'être quelconque, diversement, avec cette vie qui vous empêche de sentir votre buste qui suit la jambe, votre main au chapeau, votre main sur le cœur, la rotule qui roule doucement au genou. Comment vous pardonnez d'être vivant? Vous qui passez bien habillé de tous vos muscles, comment vous pardonnez? Ils sont morts, tous. Vous passez, vous buvez aux terrasses, vous êtes heureux, elles vous aiment. Mauvaise humeur, souci d'argent. Comment vous pardonnez d'être vivant? Comment vous ferez-vous pardonner par ceux-là qui sont morts pour que vous passiez bien habillé de tous vos muscles, que vous buviez aux terrasses, que vous soyez plus jeune chaque printemps? Je vous en supplie, faites quelque chose. Apprenez un pas, une danse, quelque chose qui vous justifie, qui vous donne le droit d'être habillé de votre peau, de votre poil. Apprenez à marcher et à rire, parce que ce serait trop bête à la fin que ton soit mort et que vous viviez sans rien faire de votre vie.
Isabella Torres Rangel, All Saints High School, Calgary, Alberta.
Other by Dorothy Livesay. Men prefer an island, with its beginning ended. Undertones of waves, trees overbended. Men prefer a road, circling, shell-like, convex and fossiled, forever winding inward. Men prefer a woman, limpid in sunlight, held as a shell on a sheltering island. Men prefer an island. But I am mainland. Oh, I range from upper country to inner core, from sageland, brushland, marshland to the sea's floor. Show me an orchard where I have not slept, a hollow where I have not wrapped, the sage about me and above, the still stars clustering over the ponderosa pine, the cactus hill. Tell me a time I have not loved, a mountain left unclimbed, a prairie field where I have not furrowed my tongue, nourished it out of the mind's dark places, planted with tears unwept and harvested as friends, as faces. Oh, find me a dead-end road I have not trodden, a logging road that leads the heart away into the secret evergreen of cedar roots, beyond sun's farthest ray. Then, in a clearing's sudden dazzle, there is no road, no end, no puzzle. But do not show me, for I know the country I caress, a place where none shall trespass, none possess. A mainland mastered from its inaccess. Men prefer an island.
Victor Dubé-Marcus, Collège Saint-Alexandre de la Gatineau, Gatineau, Québec.
Outre-mer par Herménégilde de Chiasson. Je resterai avec vous jusqu'à l'heure émouvante, où votre cœur sera devenu un continent glacé dans le grand moment perdu de la route. Lorsque tout se blase et se déforme dans le regard kodachrome des touristes, sur la terre où nous n'avons fait qu'aimer. J'aurais aimé avoir tes yeux, mon père, pour regarder la mer, pour sonder l'horizon jusqu'en ses ineffables et tortueux refuges. Mais tu ne m'as laissé que des routes qui s'entremêlent dans les synapses revêches et cravachées de ma mémoire. La sonde abîmée d'un voyageur inquiet. J'aurais aimé avoir tes yeux, ma mère, pour me méfier, pour regarder dans le ciel mystérieux où se profilent les conclusions et les indices. J'aurais voulu avoir ta force pour cracher sur les évêques et sur leurs manteaux de dorure et sur tous ceux qui nous ont pris au collet dans nos sentiers chétifs et maladroits. J'aurais voulu que ma vie soit porteuse de l'absolue nécessité des choses et des êtres, de leur urgence et de leur fragilité dans le ventre de la menace. Et la mer est restée entre nous, comme un blanc de mémoire interminable. Une statue de sel le long de l'autoroute.
Fin des 2 premiers tours des sections françaises et anglaises.
Wow, one more. Scream, yell. Ah! Amazing. So those were all classic poems that we just heard there. But if you want to read some brand new 2025 poetry, you can find in the lobby posters of poems written by our 2025 Futureverse participants. You have a pamphlet in your program that describes Futureverse, and there's a slideshow that's going to play during the intermission showing what all the 16 Futureverse students, as well as these 9 national finalists, have been up to for 4 days here in Vancouver.
Alors, après l'entracte, nous vous présenterons les 16 étudiants et étudiantes du programme Vers l'avenir et vous aurez ici la chance d'entendre quelques-uns de leurs poèmes.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to meet all the Futureversers at the end of the show. But that, friends, concludes Act 1, Part 1 of our show. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll introduce and hear from the bilingual finalists. And then we'll get one more final round from the French and English stream finalists you just heard. That is when we find out who wins.
Yes, quick means apparently 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be fast. So go get to the bathroom, I guess.
Et on vous retrouve pour la section bilingue, le 3e tour des sections françaises et anglaises et bien sûr la remise des prix.
Yeah, thanks for being a great audience, you guys.
Yes, thank you.
I gotta piss. We're gonna be on the stage for so long. I think I gotta go piss. What is it? It's like, yeah. Hey, Josh, should this switch playing?
Bienvenue tout le monde, nous sommes heureux de vous retrouver.
Yes, we're back. Hope you had a good quick break. Welcome. How about one more round of applause for these guys? Yes? Colesso, everybody. And quickly, before we start the show again, some folks connected to Poetry and Voice have been on a walking tour in the neighborhood this morning, and there was a quiz that had a prize attached to it.
Ouais, en fait, le quiz portait sur les poèmes que nos participants du programme Vers l'avenir ont écrits. Et donc, il y avait des questions en français et en anglais.
Yeah, and we were just handed the results of the quiz. The winner of the School Pizza and Poetry Party Prize, I think that's alliteration, is, drum roll please, Colesso. York House School. Oh, Lord. It's a lot. Otherwise, okay, all right, we got it. You guys won. Yorkie's 8 is their other name. Yeah, exactly. So if after the show a York House rep could come up to the stage to receive your poetry books and gift certificate for the Class Poetry Party Pizza Prize. I just like saying that.
Oh, you're good.
Thank you. Now, more seriously, we will meet our 3 competitors in the bilingual stream. Yeah, come on in, guys. Sorry, that's me. Come on in.
Bonjour. Mon nom est Margot Cadrin. Je viens du Collège Beaubois, Montréal, Québec. Hi, my name is Margot Cadrin. I'm from Collège Beaubois, Montréal, Québec.
Woohoo!
Hi, I'm Nours Nani, representing Glen Forest Secondary School from Mississauga, Ontario. Salut, je suis Nours Nani, je représente l'école Glen Forest Secondary School de Mississauga, Ontario.
Bonjour tout le monde. My name is Zachariah Erskine Mohammed Tucker, and I am your Vancouver representative. Let's hear it for Eric Campbell!
There we go. Wow. Yeah.
Alors, bonne chance à nos élèves bilingues. Chaque concurrent et concurrente va maintenant réciter un poème en français et en anglais. Et vous verrez, c'est très impressionnant.
Yeah, you guys can go now backstage now. Thank you. Well done, Margot, with the tall mic there. Here we go.
Bonne chance.
Premier tour de la section bilingue. Bilingual Prize Stream, Round 1. Margot Cadrin, Collège Beaubois, Pierrefonds, Québec.
La marche à l'amour de Gaston Miron. Tu es mon amour, ma clameur, mon bramement. Tu es mon amour, ma ceinture fléchée d'univers, ma danse carrée des 4 coins d'horizon, le rouet des écheveaux de mon espoir. Tu es ma réconciliation batailleuse, mon murmure de jour à mes cils d'abeille, mon eau bleue de fenêtres dans les hauts vols de buildings, mon amour de fontaines, de haies, de ronds-points, de fleurs. Tu es ma chance ouverte et mon encerclement. À cause de toi, mon courage est un sapin toujours vert et j'ai du chien dent d'achigan plein l'âme. Tu es belle de tout l'avenir épargné, d'une frêle beauté soleilleuse contre l'ombre. Ouvre-moi tes bras que j'entre au port et mon corps d'amoureux viendra rouler sur le talus du Mont-Royal. Orignal, quand tu brames, Orignal, coule-moi dans ta plainte osseuse. Fais-moi passer tout cabré, tout empanaché dans ton appel et ta détermination. Montréal est grand comme un désordre universel. Tu es assise quelque part avec l'ombre et ton cœur. Ton regard vient luire sur le sommeil des colombes. Fille, dont le visage est ma route au réverbère. Quand je plonge dans les nuits de source, si jamais je te rencontre, fille,
après les femmes de la soif glacée. Je pleurerai, te consolerai de tes jours sans pluie, sans quenouille, des circonstances de l'amour dénoué. J'allumerai chez toi les phares de la douceur. Nous nous reposerons dans les lumières de toutes les mers en fleurs de manne. Puis, je jetterai dans ton corps le vent de mon sang. Tu seras heureuse, fille, heureuse d'être la femme que tu es dans mes bras. Le monde entier sera changé en toi et moi.
Zach Tucker, Eric Hamber Secondary School, Vancouver, British Columbia.
Application form by Phoebe Wang. Please read all the instructions carefully before proceeding. Use only permanent blue or black ink. If you have special needs that require accommodation, please explain. The information you provide should not be limited by the space allowed. If you require more space, append another sheet of paper. In the blanks below, please provide us with the following: your family name, your surname, your given names. In the spaces provided below, please list your middle name, your married name, your maiden name. Please write your name exactly as it appears. Do not neglect to include the names of your clan, your forefathers, the name that is known for miles around your ancestral home as synonymous with a high-ridged nose, a scholarly bent, a particular branch of expertise. If more space is required, append another sheet of standard size paper. Please print clearly the names your mother rehearsed while you wriggled for leeway inside her. In the blanks below, fill in the schoolyard spit-ringed slurs and concocted superhero monikers. What handle foiled the forum's pingbacks? Whose incognito initials bit into bark? What property was signed away to the sand? What petition was authored by indignation? What name did you blurt in your sleep? The one you never betrayed? What epithet couldn't fly past the watchtower, couldn't be sounded safely by patrols on night duty? Please release your traceable aliases. Don't limit yourself to the space provided in the forms and voids intended for this express purpose. Please give us details that will identify you and facilitate this process.
Noor Snani, Glenforest Secondary School, Mississauga, Ontario.
Absence. Johanne Blais. Les fleurs ne s'attendent à rien. Je les arrose quand même, tous les matins. Le geste suffit. Un jour viendra où je n'aurai besoin de rien. L'ensemble de mon avoir pourra tenir dans une seule phrase. Une robe, un stylo, un chapeau de paille et un soleil. N'importe où. J'ai oublié le chat, mais il ne m'appartient pas. Il suivra ou non, il restera ici, je crois, parmi les herbes familières, couché sur les odeurs apprises par cœur. Je mettrai son image avec tout le reste, qui ne pèse rien. Ces choses sans gravité. Je partirai légère. La vie ira sans moi. Ou pas.
Deuxième tour de la section bilingue. Bilingual Prize Stream, Round 2. Margot Cadrin, Collège Beaubois, Pierrefonds, Québec.
Insomnia by Kate Hall. If I were to sleep, it would be on an iron bed, bolted to the floor in a bomb-proof concrete room with 12 locks on the door. I wouldn't ask for a mattress or decorate. I wouldn't ask for beautiful. I'd let the philosophers in, but not into my bed. They'd arrive cradling their brass instruments. I might let them play, but only very softly, and only if they didn't fight or sing. If I were to sleep, there wouldn't be any windows. There would be a skylight, but in the middle of the floor. I'd press my face against the glass and stare down at other floors upon floors upon floors. I'd do a sleep dance right on top of the skylight. It would be a new game. It would involve amazing feats of sleep contortion. It would involve letters. If I were to sleep, I'd be spread-eagled across the bed. And even with the iron struts and screws cutting into my back, I would protect the metal frame. I would protect the springs.
Zach Tucker, Eric Hamber Secondary School, Vancouver, British Columbia.
L'enfant prodigue de Gilles Hainaut à Claude. L'enfant qui jouait, le voilà, maigre et courbé. L'enfant qui pleurait, le voilà, les yeux brûlés. L'enfant qui dansait une ronde, le voilà qui court après le tramway. L'enfant qui voulait la lune, le voilà, satisfait d'une bouchée de pain. L'enfant fou et révolté, l'enfant au bout de la ville dans les rues étrangères, l'enfant des aventures sur la glace de la rivière, l'enfant perché sur les clôtures. Le voilà dans les droits chemins de son devoir quotidien. L'enfant libre et court-vêtu, Le voilà, travesti en panneau réclame, en homme sandwich, affublé de loi en carton-pâte, prisonnier de mesquine défense, asservi et ligoté. Le voilà, traqué au nom de la justice. L'enfant du beau sang rouge et du bon sang. Le voilà, devenu fantôme d'opéra tragique. L'enfant prodigue, l'enfant prodige. Le voilà, devenu homme. L'homme de Time is Money et l'homme du bel canto, l'homme arrivé à son travail qui est de river toute la journée. L'homme des dimanches après-midi en pantoufles et des interminables parties de bridge. L'homme innombrable du sport de quelques hommes et l'homme du petit compte en banque pour payer l'enterrement d'une enfance morte vers sa 15e année.
Nours Nani, Glen Forest Secondary School, Mississauga, Ontario.
Skins. Ashley Qilavaq Savar. What a glory feeling it is to sit in the sun by the ocean side. As Tulugait and Nauyait sing, circling above, and scrape skins with centuries of Arnait guiding my ulu. An intimate relationship develops from skin to skin, an intergenerational transmission of traditional knowledge, an ideological shift in relations with the Silla. The processes of pure ingenuity and the utmost respect for all. From birth to babe to the ultimate end. I imagine the journey of this particular seal reaching for the last breath and all the journeys before that. Creations circle. A life lived, an ending of sorts, a beginning of traditions. An innermost relationship blossoms, a deep appreciation of those before. I can feel the elation and gratitude from the young hunter as the act of melting snow in one's mouth, the first of many to come, from fresh imik transferred mouth to mouth, a long-established tradition of giving the seal a last drink begins, keeping the survival of livelihood breathing crisp Arctic air. As I tend to my qisik, I pull my skin over the yavik, scraping off the future oil from my qulik. I marvel at our ingenuity as Inuits, our ability to make use of anything and everything around us. My ulu guides a shedding of grief, a loss of language and relation to land in the midst of being discovered. A removal of sorrow, a rendering of warmth in the purest form to saturate summer's harvest of manik and suputit, fusing together a bright future. I am guided by centuries of Arnaït. My mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, generations of strong, capable Inuit women who came before me. My body is remembering the strength within and the peace to know oneself. A connection nurtured by empathic insights.
Fin des 2 tours de la section bilingue. End of the 2 rounds of the Bilingual prize stream.
Wow! N'est-ce pas magnifique d'entendre des jeunes de partout au Canada réciter de la poésie en français et en anglais? C'est vraiment, vraiment tout un défi à relever. Je pense que nos élèves bilingues s'en sont tirés avec brio.
Yeah, they were amazing, absolutely. You know, Joanne, at the same time, I'm gonna be honest. As you kind of already know, I don't understand much of the French poems at all, and I know that in this room that's true for a lot of people, but I want to quickly say that I have enormous respect for anyone like our 3 bilingual finalists who speaks more than one language, for anyone who speaks someone else's words, really, because that's what we all do every day, right? In life, we don't invent words, we share them. And we connect and find meaning through each other's words, our shared words. It's one of the most essential things that human beings do. And these guys, and many of you who've committed someone else's words to memory, that for me is like a deeply human way of connecting and creating empathy with each other. It brings people together, what we're doing right now. And it's actually what's happening right now. And we're doing it, you know, in my view, in the era of artificial intelligence, when it feels like all of a sudden machines can do all this too. Well, Joanne, you guys, I don't think that's true. I think only we can build human community together, share our deepest feelings through our words, our most profound thoughts, and, you know, once in a while, our dumbest joke or two, too. And I believe that that's actually what we're doing here today.
Well said, Marcus.
Thanks.
Yes. But you know when you said, I didn't understand the French poems, but I'm sure you felt the emotion.
Absolutely, and what extraordinary acting, like performances, extraordinary. So, back to the French and English stream finalists, the folks we saw in Act 1. So now they're gonna each recite a 3rd poem, so 6 more recitations, and then we will announce the names of the 2025 champions, even though they will all be champions. We'll see you guys soon.
On reprend avec les sections anglaises et françaises.
Troisième tour des sections françaises et anglaises. Victor Dubé-Marcus, Collège Saint-Alexandre de la Gatineau, Gatineau, Québec.
Soleil à son lever par Amina Saïd. Chaque jour, tu rattrapais la lune qui fuyait. Chaque jour, tu approchais de mon silence pour y mêler le tien. Je me voyais poser la main sur une ombre. Moi-même, j'étais une ombre sans paupières. Nous étions notre propre désert, pierre au vif des sables et source dans l'amour du monde. Nous étions l'oiseau blanc qui porte le nuage entre ses ailes. Nous étions le vol et l'oiseau, fendant le ciel du regard quand s'abolit la distance et que renaît le feu. Soleil à son lever. Chaque jour, tu rattrapais la lune qui fuyait. Nous étions la lune et le soleil, et la couleur qui soutient le ciel et son commencement. Nous étions lumière et ténèbres, nous étions la roue qui assemble le jour et la nuit. Nous étions l'homme, la femme et l'enfant que je voyais en toi. Chaque jour, tu approchais de mon silence pour y mêler le tien. Nous étions la totalité des voyelles et des consonnes que scellaient nos bouches de chair. Nous étions le feu vif et la cendre et nos propres décombres. Nous étions tout ce qui n'eut pas lieu et qui dure.
Hart Barabad, Kildonan East Collegiate, Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Question, Susan Musgrave. What do they think about you, the people who pass you on the street? What would you like them to see? They see the druggie, the whore, the junkie. I'd like them to see me as their daughter, a sister, a lover, their mother. They see garbage, blood, feces. They see us in alleyways, passed out in heaps, sick, crazy for a fix. I'd like them to see me as a dancer who can't remember the steps, a singer whose voice has left her, a woman whose heart has grown as empty as every naked hotel room she's ever tried to check out of. They see needles, spoons, condoms, think HIV, AIDS. I want them to think how hard I try to live. When they cruise the street, stop for a red light at the corner where I stand, waiting in the rain. They see scabs on my face, festering sores, scars, rotting teeth. When they rev their engines, crank up the heat, I want them to see how the only desire left in me is the desire to make the best of it.
Omar El-Batouti, École secondaire Étienne Brûlé, Toronto, Ontario.
C'est la guerre de Louis-Philippe Hébert. C'est la guerre, c'est très excitant. La terre s'ouvre, on peut voir dedans, on peut voir ce qui se passe derrière les portes closes, l'âme qui loge dans le ventre, la cuisine dans les logements, les latrines qui explosent derrière les baraquements. On aperçoit des choses dans le ciel, des choses rondes et lumineuses qu'on n'avait jamais vues auparavant. Ça laisse des traces longtemps. Ça éclate, on dirait des applaudissements qui jaillissent autour de nous, derrière nous. Ça surprend. On comprend que tout n'est que mouvement. On le sent sur la peau, sur tout le corps, sur les tympans, dans les narines aussi, une odeur de sang qui nous fait penser à ce qui se passe à l'intérieur de nous, à cette espèce d'entortillement de tripes, de foie, d'estomac, de cœur avec ses veines et ses artères, même de pancréas. C'est la guerre dehors, comme en dedans, c'est la guerre. Maintenant, les prières ne sont plus exaucées dorénavant. Attachez-moi les mains, videz-moi le ventre, coupez-moi la tête si vous voulez. Qu'on le réveille celui-là, que celui qui a le plus long sabre lui tronche la gorge, coupe le cou, coupe. Maintenant,
Isabella Torres Rangel, All Saints High School, Calgary, Alberta.
Lake Michigan, Scene 3 by Daniel Brzezinski. The bodies are on the beach, and the bodies keep breaking. And the fight is over, but the bodies aren't dead. And the mayor keeps saying, I will bring back the bodies. I will bring back the bodies that were broken. The broken bodies speak slowly. They walk slowly onto a beach that hangs over a fire, into a fire that hangs over a city, into a city of immigrants, of refugees, of dozens of illegal languages, into a city where every body is a border between one empire and another. I don't know the name of the police officer who beats me. I don't know the name of the superintendent who orders the police officer to beat me. I don't know the name of the diplomat who exchanged my body for oil. I don't know the name of the governor who exchanged my body for chemicals. The international observers tell me I'm mythological. They tell me my history has been wiped out by history. They look for the barracks, but all they see is the lake and its grandeur, the flowering gardens, the flourishing beach. The international observers ask me if I remember the bomb that was dropped on my village. They ask me if I remember the torches, the camps, the ruins. They ask me if I remember the river, the birds, the ghosts. They say, find hope in hopefulness, find life in deathlessness, locate the proper balance between living and grieving. I walk on the lake and hear voices. I hear voices in the sand and wind. I hear guilt and shame in the waves. I have my body when others are missing. I have my hands when others are severed. I hear the children of Chicago singing. We live in the blankest of times.
Yasmine Aouchiche, École internationale de Montréal, Montréal, Québec.
Conjugaison du verbe dire. Pronom masculin. Yara el Souaïdi. Tu me tapotes sur la tête en me disant que je devrais être plus sage. Tu me dis que je devrais me taire et t'écouter. Tu trouves que je me plains le ventre plein, que je suis une princesse. Il me dit que je devrais passer mon temps à être reconnaissante. Il me dit que j'étais bien quand j'étais docile et facile. Il me répète qu'il comprend, lui. Il a de l'expérience. Vous me dites que je suis trop brune, trop étrangère. Vous m'interdisez de me déplacer pour mon propre bien, pour le bien de tous. Vous regardez mes yeux et vous me dites qu'ils font peur. Vous me répétez qu'il faut que je les ferme. C'est moins dangereux pour les autres. Ils me disent qu'ils se battent pour la vie, que je suis une sorcière, que je fais un mauvais choix. Ils me répètent que je suis irresponsable, ils me tiennent responsable des conséquences. Ils s'en lavent des siennes. Tu ris de moi. Il me dit qu'il faut que je me rappelle ma place. Vous me dites qu'il faut que je me fasse petite. Ils me disent qu'il faut que je sois petite. Tu, ils, vous, ils me disent. Mais ça fait longtemps qu'elle ne vous écoute plus.
Annabelle Wood, École secondaire Montbleu, Gatineau, Québec.
Forgiving My Father by Lucille Clifton. It is Friday. We have come to the paying of the bills. All week you have stood in my dreams like a ghost asking for more time, but today is payday. Payday, old man. My mother's hand opens in her early grave, and I hold it out like a good daughter. There is no more time for you. There will never be time enough, Daddy. Daddy, old lecher, old liar. I wish you were rich, so I could take it all and give the lady what she was due. But you were the son of a needy father, the father of a needy son. You gave her all you had, which was nothing. You have already given her all you had. You are the pocket that was going to open and come up empty any Friday. You were each other's bad bargain, not mine. Daddy, old pauper, old prisoner, old dead man. What am I doing here, collecting? You lie side by side in debtors' boxes, and no accounting will open them up.
End of the 3 rounds of English and French prize streams. Fin des 3 tours des sections anglaises et françaises.
N'est-ce pas fantastique de voir la poésie contemporaine du Canada côtoyer la poésie classique, Marcus?
Yes, Joanne, what a privilege to hear such powerful words by so many contemporary Canadian poets, all of them along with a few classics like us, I don't know. Anyway, fantastic work again to all our reciters today. So, very, very soon, the scores will be tabulated and we'll know who our 2025 English, French, and bilingual champions are. But while we wait for the contest administrators to tally up the scores, I'd like to tell you a very important thing that's been happening in Vancouver this week with Poetry and Voice. National Finals, this event, is the last on Poetry and Voice's recitation calendar, but it's also the culminating activity for this year's Future Verse. And Future Verse, which I mentioned earlier, is a 4-day writing intensive program with well-known authors, publishers, and activists.
Alors, les participantes et participants de Vers l'avenir ont été sélectionnés pour leur talent, leur passion pour la poésie parmi plus de 1200 jeunes écrivains et écrivaines de partout au Canada qui ont soumis leurs poèmes au journal Voices, voix.
The participants all submitted their original poems to be selected for the event, as you might have seen outside the theater where they're posted. And we are absolutely sure brand new poems written by our future versers will soon be published in our anthology and be recited at a stage a lot like this one, somewhere across the country at a future national contest.
Oui, c'est la relève et le moment est venu de rencontrer nos 16 étudiants et étudiantes du programme Vers l'avenir.
Yes, we're going to introduce the future versers, all 16 of them. Please hold your applause until they've all been introduced.
Ils arrivent de là.
Oh, there they are. Oh, this is where I could cover. Oh, yeah, this is where I'll say. And just so you guys know while they come up on stage, for the next year, these future versers will be working with our team and poets in our network to improve their craft, polish their poems, and gain the exposure for these guys' verses that they so richly deserve.
Alors, pour l'année qui vient, tous ces beaux jeunes, talentueux, passionnés de poésie seront encadrés par des professionnels afin de continuer à peaufiner leurs habiletés.
Caden Bagbani, Thornley Secondary School, Thornhill, Ontario. Harmony Chan, St. Robert Catholic High School, Thornhill, Ontario. Natalia Como, Charles P. Allen High School, Bedford, Nova Scotia. Charles Demers, École polyvalente des îles, l'Étang du Nord, Québec. Eva Dar, Markham District High School, Markham, Ontario. Jeremy English, École secondaire Jules Verne, Vancouver, BC. Jonah Harris, Oskayak High School, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Shazak Etab, Halifax West High School, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Sarah-Jeanne Leclerc, Collège André Grasset, Montréal, Québec. Julia Lee, University of Toronto Schools, Toronto, Ontario. Rizwan Munbo, École Panorama Bridge Secondary School, Surrey, BC. Amy Savchuk, All Saints High School, Calgary, Alberta. Madeline Semple, Martin Grove Collegiate Institute, Etobicoke, Ontario. Jackie Tang, St. George's High School, Vancouver, BC. Lila Warren, Island Connected, Nanaimo, BC. And Teresa Wu, Bernice McNaughton High School, Moncton, New Brunswick.
Woo, can we go around? Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. Way to go, you guys. All right, so you guys are staying there, I think, while we do the awards. And Kira, if you're here, do we have the results, Kira? Is Kira? Oh, here comes Kira. Excellent, please. Thank you for Kira Trung, everyone, who has been busy tabulating the results. Thank you so much, Kira. Thank you.
Ooh, this is really exciting.
Yes, very
Alors, pour souligner l'immense succès de nos étudiants et remettre les prix, j'inviterai maintenant Christine et Scott Griffin à monter sur scène. Christine and Scott Griffin, the funders of Poetry and Voice, without whom this would not be possible. Thank you.
As Joanne just said, without these two folks, none of this happens. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Could our three bilingual finalists please come forward? Hey, guys. Woo. In third place, drum roll, please, Calesso. Margot Cadrin, Collège Beaubois, Pierrefonds, Québec. Woo.
En deuxième position, Noor Snani, Glen Forest Secondary School, Mississauga, Ontario. Et le Grand Prix de récitation bilingue est décerné à Zach Tucker, Eric Hamber Secondary School, Vancouver, British Columbia. Bravo à vous trois. Je vais maintenant demander à nos trois finalistes de la section française de s'avancer.
Okay, French, here we go.
Woo.
French section.
Oh, c'est toujours énervant.
You okay?
I am,
You're gonna be okay.
but it's so
Okay.
exciting. Oh my gosh, I'm so... Dans la section française, le 3e prix est décerné à Victor Dubé-Marcus, Collège Saint-Alexandre de la Gatineau. En 2e position, Omar El-Batouti, École secondaire Étienne Brûlé, Toronto, Ontario. Et le Grand Prix de récitation de la section française est décerné à Yasmine Aouchiche, École internationale de Montréal.
And finally, I'd like to ask our 3 English Prize Stream finalists to come forward. There they are.
À vous.
I opened the wrong envelope.
No,
I was like, they won again. That's crazy. In 3rd place for the English stream, Annabelle Wood, École secondaire Mont-Bleu from Gatineau, Quebec. In 2nd place for the English prize, stream Hart Barabad, Kildonan East Collegiate, Winnipeg, Manitoba. And as is obvious, in 1st prize in the English prize stream goes to Isabella Torres Rangel, All Saints High School, Calgary, Alberta. Okay. We've been screaming and yelling all afternoon. One more for everybody, for the finalists, for Future Versus, to their teachers. Everybody in this room who's keeping poetry alive from coast to coast.
Et pour clore cet après-midi inoubliable, j'inviterai maintenant Christine Scott à venir nous adresser la parole. Merci.
Good afternoon, everyone. How about a clapping of the hands for our MCs here? Well, we've had an extraordinary, professional and great set of recitations, and congratulations to everybody on stage. I don't envy the judges who have had to choose the winners. Personally, I thought they were all winners, but and I also request that everyone on stage become our ambassadors to poetry, Canadian poetry in future. Why? Because they get it. And they get that poetry is the essence of language, poetry is the beauty of language, and poetry is the music and imagination of language. And I hope that you will take the responsibility of ambassadors to ensure that poetry remains in the mainstream of our cultural lives in the future. So please adopt this request, and congratulations to all of you.
Vous avez sûrement compris que mon mari considère que ce sont nos ambassadeurs de la poésie qui représente l'âme de notre culture et de notre pays. Nous vous remercions d'avoir été avec nous, surtout aux écoles, aux étudiants, les professeurs qui leur ont aidés, et à tout le monde. Quelle belle soirée.
And yes, thank you again, Scott and Christine, for all you do for Canadian and global poetry. These guys, I can't overstate how much they do. But biggest thanks of all at the end. And thank you, Joanne, that was a lot of fun. Thank you.
It's been great.
To you guys, what an awesome audience you were. Thank you so much for being such a great audience through this afternoon. Yeah.
Alors, merci sincèrement tout le monde d'avoir été parmi nous pour cette grande finale des Voix de la poésie de 2025. On se retrouve à Québec l'an prochain. Et
Next
j'en
year,
suis
Quebec City.
vraiment
Next
ravie.
year, Quebec City. Woo! And that's it. I think we're done. That's it.
Time to party.
Oh, yeah.